できる英会話過去チャンネルです。超速い英語になれる Marko YouTuber Marko の、Part 2でね、2つ目なんだけども第2弾です。マイク・タイソングラブシューズっていうのがあるんですけど、マイク・タイソンがね、ボクシンググラブにサインをしたっていうんですよ。サインしたグラブを靴に作り変えていくっていうビデオが、それでは今日の部分をまず見てみましょう。
I thought the last ones were perfect, but I think I like these better. Take a look. These are pretty cool. I thought the last ones were perfect, but I think I like these better. Take a look. These are pretty cool.
それでは今日の部分を見ていきます。今日は最後ですね。I thought the last ones were perfect. Last one というのは前のやつね。前作ったマイケル・ジョーダンのバスケットボールのシューズがありましたね。靴がありました。それがパーフェクト、完璧だったと思ったんだけれども、But I think I like these better. 私はこれの方が好きなような感じがするって言ったんですね。I think I like these better. Take a look. 見て、これ。These are pretty cool. これ結構かっこいいでしょ？これかっこいいよねって言ったんですね。Pretty cool. Pretty っていうのは綺麗なっていう意味なんだけど、pretty cool 結構かっこいい。かっこよくできた。からちょっと見て。Take a look. These are pretty cool. では今日の部分をまずもう一度見てみましょう。
I thought the last ones were perfect, but I think I like these better. Take a look. These are pretty cool.
最初からここの部分までをずーっと続けて見てみます。
Now that these are done, we can start the Mike Tyson glove shoes. I'm gonna cut it up. How is there that much in there? I don't know how this all fit in there, but this is all inside the glove. When I was taking apart this glove, I actually realized there was a lot of cool stuff I could use on the shoe. Not only the outside red leather, but there was like labels and tags, and even the black liner going around the glove. And there was laces on the glove. This is the signature. This I need to save. I obviously took apart the whole shoe first and started out with the smallest piece on the entire shoe. I'm just gonna take a small piece of this. I'm not gonna cut up the signature yet. I'm gonna start with this little piece here. I'm using a small piece of the glove to cover up that end, but it has like kind of a puffy texture to it. So I tried putting glue all around the puffy end, just on the flat part, so when I glued it down, you'd still be able to see the texture. That worked so good. You can still see the end perfectly. Okay, now for the next piece. The piece that goes on top of the end, I just left the original material, but then for the piece that goes on top of that, for this piece, I'm gonna use the inside of the glove. It's like a canvasy white material. It's kind of nice. I already know what you're thinking. That's gonna be such a waste of the outside good part. So instead, I actually went online and ordered the same brand glove. Even though the outside colors don't match, the inside material is exactly the same. This one doesn't hurt to cut up as much as the other one. Oh, what's inside this one? Look at this, the foam pit. I glued it down on top of this piece and then I cut it out, but I left a little border around the whole thing so I could fold it over and glue it down so you would only see the edges of the canvas. I also kind of roughed up the canvas a little bit. I wanted this piece to look super beat up and then all the other pieces to look brand new, especially if I cut some holes in this piece and then the red was poking through. After I sewed it with perfectly clean white thread, I feel like it would look really cool together. Also, by the way, the reason I chose New Balance for this one, because it's actually Mike Tyson's favorite shoe. I'm gonna split this up on the front of the shoes, half of it on this shoe, and then when the other shoe's here, it'll be the other half on that shoe. Also, I'm gonna be FaceTiming Mike Tyson later and showing him the shoes. Just kidding, that's not happening at all. But that would be cool. I'm gonna be extra careful with this part. I'm just gonna line up this piece on the back here and then trace it out with a pen before I even cut it. I carefully cut that piece out of the glove, and then I used some glue to stick it to the original piece of the shoe. Also, while that was sitting and drying, I mixed up a little light pink paint just to paint some of these panels that were already white. On the side of the shoe, there was also like a little layer behind that main side panel, which is kind of like the liner. So I peeled that off and used the liner from the glove to wrap around that piece. And then I put that back on the shoe, and it was kind of like a little black border poking out behind the white piece. Then I put the side piece back on and the front toe box back on. So far, the shoe's looking so good. Now I'm gonna do the tongue of the shoe. I noticed something awesome. Look at this. This piece of the tongue is the same size as this. Literally the exact same size. Look at that. Also, we all know Mike Tyson has that weird face tat right here. I'm gonna do a design just like that on the back of the shoe later. I feel like it'll look cool, but real quick, let's make the tongue. I cut off the label of the tongue and painted it with the same pink I already used, and then I cut the tag in half, and I used double-sided tape and then sewed that back on the tongue. Then I taped off this entire back piece of the shoe. I took out all the stitchings on this piece earlier so I could tuck the tape all the way under it. I printed a stencil of Mike Tyson's face tattoo, and I kind of lined that up on the back as best as it would fit on the piece. It wasn't lined up exactly like the way it is on his face, but I feel like you can still tell what it is. That turned out awesome. I need to touch it up obviously, but that looks so good. Even though I didn't add any material to that piece, I re-sewed it on, and it actually ended up looking so good because all the threads were white, and then the background of it was like black and white, which I didn't even mean to do, but it actually looks really cool. I thought the last ones were perfect, but I think I like these better. Take a look. These are pretty cool.
もう日本にいながらにして聞いているっていうことだけでもすごいことだなと私は思っています。皆さん頑張ってね。それでは、I'll see you next time. Bye!